Hello. There's discontinuity in the world. Not all women or men or minorities or aliens or microbes or whatever are like that or this or the other. No group can be grouped as a group. Yeah, no. In fact, groups are groups for the very reason that they have common denominators. There are rules and outliers, norms and averages, abnormalities and divergences. That said, there's something I've observed about women that I think can explain a hell of a lot. It's a very confounding issue all men can notice if you've ever been in a long-term relationship. What are the married memes? Wives. Nagging, annoying, interrupting, manipulating. Many of us can attest that these memes are very common. Almost, but not quite universal. And I'm certain that women know that men despise this behavior. Why do they nag? Why do they display this childish, demanding behavior? It's like they get into a marriage contract and suddenly they have your balls in their hands, and now they can squeeze the testosterone right out of them. It's almost like we see women turning into evil people right before our eyes. Why would they put their relationship, something all women seem to demand as an end in and of itself, the most important thing ever, why would they put this thing at risk of dissolution? Well, here's my hypothesis. We've all heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a pyramid shape in order of priority: safety, food, shelter, all the way to self-actualization. In order to pursue self-actualization, the idea is that we need to meet the needs of food, shelter, and security to pursue self-actualization, one after the other. Without safety, you can't move on. Without food, you can't move on. Without shelter, you can't move on, etc. Well, I think this is a good starting point, but the universality of this theory is flawed. But it's this flaw which I think can shed light on why women become assholes and men become slobbering morons, seemingly desperate for self-imprisonment on wedding day. I think we need to take the pyramid and flip it, or turn it into a series of logic gates. If I have food, then I can pursue shelter. If I have shelter, then I can pursue safety. That's the structure. Now, it's different for men and women. I think men have the ultimatum of self-actualization, and women have the ultimatum of safety. That's essentially my thesis statement. Here's how this works, in my opinion. Women need safety above all else. This can explain why they want marriage far more than men do. Once they've achieved this shroud of safety, they're free to engage in whatever they need to engage in. They want to be surrounded by children, or have a clean house, or have a perfect environment. This is their version of self-actualization. I need to make a separate video describing the male and female worldview, but stick with safety for now, and this model of the hierarchy of needs. Once that veneer of safety is established, the woman feels entitled to push against the envelope and start making demands. Marriage is the ultimate safety net for women. They have muscle from the state and society, if you will. Marriage is an enforcement mechanism for women to ensure their safety. Now, how can this explain female behavior? Women, you will notice, become consummate assholes when they feel they have power over others. Women aren't interested in leading, but exerting their power due to an inbred sense of inferiority. This is something I've observed working in a female-dominated environment. Women have this perpetual sense of inferiority, which can't be satiated by real success. Being successful doesn't make a woman feel successful until others are shown to be inferior to them. Being successful for a man, on the other hand, is established by the man's internal dialogue. Men are like a standalone computer, where women are like nodes in a network. They are constantly comparing themselves to other people. Now, men do this, but to a far lesser degree. To a man, success can be as mundane as beating a video game or completing a project. For a woman, success is being better than someone else. As long as her house is clean to someone else's standards, she's happy. For a man, the house could be a wreck to an outsider, but he has decided in his mind that the house is fine in his own opinion. This is also why I think women have to, as an imperative, present themselves as visually acceptable. Men couldn't care less. They're trying to be successful by their own standards. Women, it's the other way around. They're trying to be successful far above other people's standards. Now, those last few descriptions are simply laying the framework for you as the viewer. Understand this. Women need safety above all else. Men do not. Men need self-actualization above all else. In logic terms for men, if this allows me to achieve self-actualization, then I will do it. For women, if I can achieve or maintain safety, then I will do it. So, take the marriage case. Men know that marriage is a bad idea for them personally. But they may think that they will be an outcast socially if they're having sexual relations outside of marriage, or that marriage will make them more respected in the society. They agree, personally, to marry because they predict that a better social standing will lead to an easier path to self-actualization. Women, however, see marriage as a direct path to safety. Once they have that structure, they are free to rely on that structure, and they can do whatever they damn well please. Now, here's the real explanation for female behavior. Women not only need safety above all else, but also constant reinforcement. This is the key to why they display nagging and manipulative behavior. Once they have safety, they need to ensure that that safety net is still in place. One might assume they will avoid rocking the boat as much as possible because they want their safety net to maintain stability. But no, they rock that boat as hard as possible. Why do they do this? They do it to reestablish that they hold the upper hand within their veneer of safety. Why is it that women in a power position at a job seem to want to piss off their employees on purpose? It makes no sense. They are reestablishing the inferiority of their employees relative to themselves. Same thing happens in a marriage relationship or even in the dating relationship. For example, "Honey, go get or do something," she says. By ordering him to do her bidding, she is trying to gauge whether she still holds a dominant position in the bubble of safety, and that the bubble of safety is still intact. The man, after years of learning that women will shut up faster if you do their bidding, says, "Yes, dear," and goes to the store, or goes and mows the lawn, or whatever. You can see that these two people have completely opposite motives behind their actions. Do men nag their wives to do stuff? Generally, no. No, they do not. Men tend to fix their own problems. They tend to see asking for help as being weak, or that it's more efficient to handle shit themselves. Women see it the exact opposite. But there's a kicker. Women not only know that they can order inferiors around to do their bidding, but by doing so, they are reestablishing their dominance and, wait for it, reassuring their safety. Another aspect to this is the bubble effect, I'll call it. The bubble effect is an idea I'd like to use to describe a woman's mind. She lives in a bubble. The bubble is her safety envelope. Within that bubble, a woman is free to do anything and everything so long as she doesn't exit the safety bubble. So she will run around like a mad woman, double checking everything in there. Check, 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 check. Is my house okay? Is my safety bubble okay? Is my kid doing what they're supposed to do? Is my husband taking orders or not? Round and round and round she goes. I think it's this circle of obscurity where women get their reputation of being multitaskers. They aren't multitasking, but rather running around in a circular treadmill to nowhere. And of course, they get exhausted doing this. They live in a perpetual state of uncertainty because they are always worried that the status quo and their safety net might be changed. Their bubble, nest, or space is theirs, and they must ensure dominance within their space. Men are exactly the opposite of this. Anything that provides safety is useless, because that safety provided by someone else always comes with strings attached, but also limits them to staying within that bubble. But I'm talking about women here. So men, when your wives or girlfriends seem like they're trying to piss you off on purpose, well, they are. They're trying to see just how strong the walls of their safety bubble are. If they can piss you off to the point where they know you'd normally rearrange their face, but you decide not to, they know they have dominance, their safety is ensured, and you are their chess piece. Ever notice how women are always nice, outgoing, and approachable in social situations? Well, they have no safety bubble in those situations. They're in the inferior position, and they're making moves to see just how much real power they have versus the other socialites. All those movies where social standing is such a huge deal, that's what's going on in the woman's mind. But why? Why all the stupid, pointless chess manipulation? Safety. Women need safety just as much as men need success in personal endeavors. Women, by and large, have a certain hierarchy of needs where safety is absolutely number one priority. Nothing matters if a woman doesn't feel safe, and no safety net provides women with tranquility. They must always continue to push, pull, and twist to prove to themselves that they're okay, that they're still wrapped in that security bubble that they built for themselves, and that they dominate within that space. So men, next time your wife or girlfriend nags the hell out of you and you're thinking, are you trying to piss me off? I can leave, you know. Consider this. Yes, they do know that. But if you don't leave after being nagged to death, you are reinforcing to them that they are still safe. When you capitulate and allow them to push you around, you're doing exactly what they need you to do. Love is nothing more than this. The woman thinks, I pissed him off, but he won't hit me or leave. I really got his balls now. I'm okay. Yes, they push on purpose, but this is not malicious, as you might think. Women do this seemingly self-destructive behavior because they have a certain hierarchy of needs, plus they need constant reassurance that those needs are met. This is the woman's weak mind on display. A man sees the world with excellent far-distance eyesight, but women can't see beyond their nose. Men try to establish a reliable algorithm, which they will end up with a positive output. Women tend to micromanage life from a bottom-up approach. Now, if the algorithm has a woman in it, that woman can totally destroy the output if not satiated. She can interrupt or corrupt the algorithm, leading to a faulty program. This is not acceptable. So the man will capitulate, do whatever it is she wants him to do, and the algorithm will finally go smoothly. So yes, it's not malicious, but it can complicate the algorithm to being almost unworkable. Women in society entice men into marriage with honey and sweet words. Once in the prison, after we have locked the door, we realize that we are now in the woman's safety bubble. Oh shit, what do I do now? You can't get out. Society now has enforcement mechanisms in place to keep you in her safety bubble. You are now fucked. Welcome to her world, your world on a very, very small scale. See, marriage isn't your life. It's her life, and you live in it. Go your own way and live in your world. Write your algorithms and pursue your purposes and desires. There's no shame in skipping out of the standard rulebook women and society have collaboratively written. You men have an internal dialogue in which you can establish this truth. You must recondition your mind to see the world as your own. It isn't hers. It isn't theirs. It's yours. In the words of Scarface, the world is yours. Don't lock yourself in her bubble. The world is yours. It belongs to those who go their own way, write their own rules, and keep their own freedom at the top of the pyramid. Make this world your world. Thanks for listening.